Now, most of us will sometime today and into the weekend. You want to stick around for Evan's forecast.
The FBI says a North Texas man wanted to join ISIS and he lied about his intentions.
For a second night, a wild police chase that began in Fort Worth. We have details on how it started, and that's how it ended.
Good morning. It is Friday, May 15th. I'm Lauren Prisbel.
And I'm Tim Ryan. We begin with Evan. So before you make any weekend plans, you don't have to cancel them. You just have to be ready to dodge a shower or 2 or 3 or 4.
Yeah, they're certainly out there this morning, and they're going to be here this morning and here this afternoon, but they should quiet down tonight. Let's check out forewarned Doppler radar and what we are dealing with during the morning hours. As you look at the wide view, you see some showers headed north. And most of what we're seeing this morning, here's a wider view, and you can see they're up towards our northern counties, Denton, Cook County, over by Wise County and up towards Montague County, and even a few new ones now perking up along the 35 corridor just to the south of the Metroplex around Maypearl and Hillsborough and Itasca. These are all lifting north. The ones that you just saw moved out of Fort Worth, so the road should be drying out there west of Fort Worth. But right along Denton, Argyle, 35W, even a couple of rumbles of thunder and some brief downpours. The bigger story says that even though this complex of storms earlier this morning that was out by Wichita Falls and Abilene, it was a pretty good line. It died out. That disturbance will continue to cross the area during the day today. So showers and storms are definitely in the forecast. There are scattered storms this morning. It is very warm and muggy. Now by noontime, we're still going to have some showers and some thunderstorms out there, which will continue into the afternoon hours. Now the coverage after about noon, 1 o'clock will increase to maybe 50% of the area. And the best chances are going to be from around I-35 east. It all should head east by the evening hours because I know there's a lot of folks going out to festivals, the ones at Addison, Richardson, also over in Grapevine. Later today and this evening should be in better shape. And the weekend, there will be certain dry periods and wet periods, even stormy ones. We'll talk about that in the extended forecast. That comes your way in just a couple of minutes. Now, he's working on traffic, which means there's a new update.
Exactly right. Here it comes. Driving now on LBJ, struggle, especially heading in the westbound direction. It's not the greatest TxDOT shot, I admit, but you can see the trouble there in the new area of concrete there that has been poured for the LBJ Express lanes. The right lane, main lane, is blocked heading westbound at least, and maybe 2 lanes. It's just hard for me to tell from this perspective, but the backup is growing quickly back towards the Dallas North Tollway. That I'm certain of. The drive right now on I-35, not much fun coming up from DeSoto and Lancaster, and it's all due to a crash that's up around the Ann Arbor interchange. That's a look at the backup. This is an actual head-on look at the crash. Now, the good news is the record just pulled up here in the last couple minutes, and the hope is this will clear by 7:15. A reminder for folks up in the McKinney area on Highway 380 heading in the westbound direction at Airport Drive. Crash there involving a motorcycle and a truck. The backup there extends over 1.5 miles. Tim and Lauren.
Mesquite man was arrested in a terrorism investigation. He has an appearance in federal court today.
Saul Garza's live with the latest on that. Saul.
Yeah, this detention hearing here at the federal courthouse is like a bail hearing in state court. The judge will decide whether to keep the defendant here in jail without bail. Now, yesterday, the FBI arrested 37-year-old Bilal Aboud at his Mesquite apartment. A 37-year-old Iraqi-born naturalized U.S. citizen is charged with lying to the FBI about pledging allegiance to the leader of the Islamic State. The FBI had been keeping an eye on Aboud for several years now. In March of 2013, he was not allowed to board a flight at DFW Airport. He reportedly told the FBI that he planned to visit his family in Iraq, not going to fight to Syria to fight. A month later, the FBI says that Aboud left the U.S. through Mexico. When he returned in September, the FBI questioned him again. Aboud allegedly made conflicting statements. Now, FBI agents seized computers which revealed that Aboud pledged an oath to the leader of ISIS and posted on Twitter, "I pledge obedience to the Caliphate Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi. Here we renew our pledge to the Caliphate Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi." Now, his girlfriend, who spoke to Fox 4 over the phone, says that Aboud's arrest is retaliation by the government.
Because he was not spy for them. They're doing this on purpose. He didn't lie. He told the truth.
Now, the FBI says that Aboud spent time watching ISIS propaganda videos, including beheadings, and tweeted and retweeted information on al-Baghdadi. And according to court documents, Aboud denied pledging allegiance to the Islamic State leader. And according to one report, a U.S. defense official is saying that Aboud had been a translator for the U.S. military and that the FBI believes that he was acting alone. We will likely learn more details about him at this morning's hearing, which is scheduled for 9:30 this morning. Reporting live in downtown Dallas, Saul Garza for Good Day.
Well, a car chase from Fort Worth to Dallas ended with a foot chase in Grand Prairie.
Another wild night. LaToya live with details on this case.
Well, Tim and Lauren, the chase started in Fort Worth, then went to Dallas, and then went to Grand Prairie. This is where it all started, though, right where I'm standing right now at 121 in Beach. It actually kicked off around 11 o'clock last night. Now, Fort Worth police pulled over a white pickup truck that had 3 people inside. 2 of the passengers, or both of the passengers, I should say, got out. The driver took off. The chase went into Dallas and then into Grand Prairie, as I mentioned. At the intersection of Jefferson and Highway 161 in Grand Prairie, the suspect drove onto some tracks and then got stuck. He bailed and tried to run into a Quick Trip. A K-9 officer took him down there. Now, the man was checked out for minor injuries and was then taken to jail. Police say that they got a hit on a parole violation, so they believe that's why he took off from them in the first place. He's now facing a felony evading police charge right now. Now, as for his friends who were in the car with him and got out before all of this kicked off, they were released without charges. Reporting live in Fort Worth, I'm LaToya Silman for Good Day.
Thank you, LaToya. Chain reaction accident shut down northbound Central Expressway in North Dallas. Police tell us someone ran into a safety truck that was following a road sweeper right near Northwest Highway. That set off the series of wrecks with at least 1 critical injury. All lanes finally opened about an hour ago. A bill to stop gay marriage in Texas, regardless of how the Supreme Court rules this summer, is dead for now.
Time ran out at midnight for the House to pass legislation. If it became law, it would prohibit government employees from issuing marriage licenses to same-sex couples in any way recognizing gay marriage. The author says he'll try to bring it back as an amendment to another bill. Also, Governor Greg Abbott announced there is a deal between the House and Senate on tax cuts. It ends a stalemate. And the House also passed a bill to rate public schools on a letter grade system, A to F. Different from a Senate plan, though, so the two sides will have to work that out. Dallas City Council seems to be divided over the controversial law to limit plastic shopping bags. Some members want to end the ban, others want to make it even tougher. Now the city is facing a lawsuit with the makers of plastic bags. 5 council members want to repeal the law. 5 others say they would like to strengthen and expand it. Another California corporation is packing up and moving its U.S. headquarters to Texas.
It is the Japanese tractor and heavy equipment maker Kubota. It and its finance arm, which is the Kubota Credit Corporation, say they will move to Grapevine, bring 350 jobs. Construction on the new headquarters starts this year. I think that's called Kubota, right? Kubota. There you go. Well, angry parents vented their frustration to Dallas ISD leaders. This was over an incident at Billy Earl Dade Middle School. Now, this meeting comes after a DISD police officer pepper sprayed 15 students. This was a fight on Monday. The kids were treated on the scene. They're going to be disciplined. District leaders got a chance to see security video of that fight. 7th grader Najal Meadows says a group of girls punched her in the stomach and the back. They spit on her and pulled her hair. Her mother says she will not be going back to that school.
When I picked my baby up Monday, that was the last time she was going to step on Dade's property.
We have 7 assistant principals there. We have 3 administrators there, so where are the adults?
Well, Dade has its 4th principal in 3 years. It's an academically low-performing school. DISD is offering stipends to good teachers to work at that school. Another new principal is being hired, as well as more staff. Someone's posting pictures of girls at a junior high school online, and those pictures have disturbing captions. This
is happening in Mineral Wells, about 50 miles west of Fort Worth. The photos being posted by the owners of anonymous accounts on Instagram. One mother who spoke to Fox 4 did not want her face shown, but called the personal attack on her 12-year-old hurtful.
My daughter cries every night before bed, and it's ridiculous. She shouldn't have to do that.
The school district is asking police to help investigate. Under state law, the crime of bullying is limited to what happens on campus or in school activities, however.
We can certainly do the route of going the subpoena and going out of state and getting the record. But, you know, if I'm a parent, and I want to have information right now.
Mineral Wells police say they will work with internet service providers and Instagram to try to track down the anonymous owner of the accounts. The Defense Secretary in Nepal says there is no chance of survivors in the crash of a U.S. Marine helicopter in the mountains. 3 bodies were found, all of them reportedly burned in the crash. The helicopter was spotted after an intense search. The Marines were delivering relief supplies to earthquake victims when the helicopter disappeared on Tuesday. There were 6 U.S. Marines and 2 soldiers from Nepal on board. The Amtrak train that crashed in Philadelphia sped up for about 1 minute before derailing on a curve, killing 8 people.
All 243 people on the train are now accounted for. Lawyers for the engineer of the train say that he didn't remember a thing about the wreck. He is willing to talk with investigators, though. The derailment sparked a political debate in Washington, with some saying that this incident should spur increased funding for Amtrak. Others say money's not the answer.
The Republicans have been very much against Amtrak for a very long time.
Are you really going to ask such a stupid question? Listen, you know, they started this yesterday. It's all about funding. It's all about funding. Well, obviously, it's not about funding. The train was going twice the speed limit. Adequate funds were there. No money's been cut.
An Amtrak employee hurt in the crash filed the first lawsuit related to that derailment. It is 7-11. A legendary figure in blues who influenced other artists has died.
Not the best weather lately to drive around in a convertible, but somebody's got to do it, and that would be car critic Ed Wallace. We'll see what he thinks about this one.
More rain on the radar this morning. Evan has the weekend forecast ahead. Touch it?
I haven't even seen it yet. Is it out? It's out in the hall somewhere?
Yeah.
Okay. That is the revered U.S. Open trophy, because you know why? Fox is going to start carrying cricket tournament with Greg Norman and Joe Buck announcing.
Nice.
Joe Buck can do every sport. I think
That's
Joe
true.
Buck could actually do lacrosse. Joe Buck could do ping pong, badminton. Yeah, he could do anything. Greg Norman, golf.
Golf, yes.
Would very well.
Yeah, but it's going to be good to see 2015 marking the first time that the U.S. Open will appear on Fox Sports, so definitely a welcome sight.
Joe Buck is so good he could do squash and make it interesting.
Wow, you are a Joe Buck fan. Goodness.
Just hoping for good weather. It starts June 18th.
Pretty sure we can't forecast that far into the future. But can he do horseshoes and bocce? That's the question. All right, let's take a look at radar this morning because that's important as you walk out the door. We're dealing with a few showers, not thunderstorms, although there could always be a rumble. There's some good little downpours. There is a ton of moisture. Our dew point's like almost 70 degrees. That's pretty rough. In Dallas, they've begun to perk up. Our disturbances coming in around Irving, between Irving and Grand Prairie, just north of Joe Pool Lake. And it does look like we are going to see some of these showers come in. They're right now down south towards Midlothian and Maypearl, all lifting pretty much to the northeast. So they will get to DeSoto, Duncanville, and Dallas. Heavier ones this morning went west of Fort Worth. So these have been scattered. Not everybody's getting them, but there's a nice little batch up 35 just north of the split around Denton through Gainesville. 1 or 2 lightning strikes. It's more about the rain. This isn't going to be major flooding rain, but they could be a quick ½ inch out of these. And you notice they extend now down to Hillsborough. So as this disturbance is coming in, we're feeling the effects of it. And these are more about heavier precipitation than severe weather events, not expecting severe weather. As this comes in, what happens is we had a complex of big storms come off the dry line, moved over towards Wichita Falls, weakened. However, the disturbance that created it, just because the storms are weakened, the disturbance, the lift lives on in the atmosphere. And you can see a nice area of rain down to San Antonio, some more showers out by San Angelo. This is all going to cross during the day today. And while it's not going to rain the whole day, there will be scattered showers and thunderstorms. There's a distinct break in that, which means this evening this should all quiet down. I still expect the same forecast I had yesterday, maybe a little more coverage today, but it all dies down this evening, tonight, and Saturday morning. This storm that's out there, though, is going to make its way into the plains tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night, and that will create severe weather. Notice the risk for severe storms today stays pretty far to the west near the dry line. Now, that doesn't mean we're not going to have showers and a few thunderstorms here. It just means they're going to produce heavy rain and lightning. They probably won't produce the damaging winds and hail or tornadoes. Now, that said, tomorrow afternoon and evening, north and west, at least that's the enhanced risk, especially north of Decatur and the Bridgeport area over to Jacksboro, and that will be headed into the Metroplex during the overnight hours. They'll be weaker by the time they get here, but they'll still be there. Notice how we bubble up some of these showers and storms. As the day goes on, especially towards the afternoon, the better chances will be from about the I-35 corridor on east. And during the evening hours, I expect everything to pull just east of the area. Should be pretty mellow once we get after about 7 o'clock or so, with the exception of a stray shower. Tonight, tomorrow morning, other than dodging 1 or 2 showers during the morning or during the day, we will watch for the main line to develop up to the northwest. Once it develops, it will come through, it will intensify. We could be dealing with the storms, hail, gusty winds. We have a flash flood watch in effect till Sunday morning at 7 because of that flooding potential as the line pulls through. Here is your 7-day forecast, complete with the bell. I got us up to 50% showers and storms today. That'll be during the daylight hours, exiting in the evening. Saturday morning looks okay. The 30% severe late day, 70% at night. 50% will be Sunday afternoon and evening, although it looks less severe. Monday, Tuesday, still scattered showers and storms. Unbelievable. And then it dries out Wednesday, Chip.
Thanks, Evan. We are very close to seeing a problem clear on northbound I-35, and we're talking right north of the Loop 12 Ledbetter interchange at Ann Arbor. Here is a TxDOT shot of that incident. Wrecker, again, has loaded up the vehicle that slammed into the median wall, and I'm expecting, again, for that to clear fairly soon. But it is slower than normal coming up from I-20, so please take note. LBJ is bottled up just a touch because of a wreck on the right shoulder, passing Josie to the I-35E interchange in the westbound direction. And again, a big problem up in McKinney along Highway 380 around Airport Drive. That incident involving a motorcycle and a truck, and the backup has been consistently heavy about 1.5 miles or so before getting to that busy interchange and continuing to 75 Central Expressway. If that's not your route, maybe this is 114 or I-35W from the Texas Motor Speedway. Faring well for this time of the morning, moving down to the south on 35W or towards the north end of the DFW airport on 114.
Music has the blues after the death of the legendary B.B. King. The man known as the King of the Blues died in his sleep at his home in Las Vegas. He was 89 years old. He won 15 Grammy Awards, including one for Lifetime Achievement. King recorded more than 50 albums and toured the world as well into his 80s, often performing 250 shows a year. 7:21 on a Friday morning.
Ed Wallace is out front with a convertible from Audi. His review ahead.
Coming up, see what gripes made it into this week's Tell It to Tim. And later, how comedian Mark Curry came back from a freak accident. I guess laughter is the best medicine.
sun is shining on, makes me proud to know.
Welcome back at 7:24. Probably not the best week to be driving around in a convertible, but boy, this one looks good.
Well, you just take advantage of the moment, and if anybody could do that, that would be Ed Wallace. Good morning.
Well, good morning, Tim and Lauren. You know, one thing I really enjoy is watching the German luxury car manufacturers fight each other for supremacy worldwide. For years, BMW has been the biggest seller of luxury cars, followed closely, believe it or not, by Audi and Mercedes trailing in third place. But last month, April, Audi let you know very quickly they outsold BMW around the world. Now we have the R5 convertible. Now BMW has a similar model in their 6 Series convertible, which in some ways I prefer a little bit more, if nothing else, the exterior styling. But in terms of ride and drive and handling, BMW doesn't have anything on this Audi. It's got a small V8, 450 horsepower, unbelievably quiet with the top up on most road conditions. You can see the interior. Now, a few years ago, I used to marvel at how easy it was to work anything on an Audi dash, particularly with their version of the iDrive system. It's a bit more complex than it used to be, and I don't know it does anything more than it used to, but overall, after a day or two, you'll get fairly familiar with it. Now, I left the windscreen up here to show that with 2 people in it, you can drive around without getting too mussed, but because of the size of the car, it has some reasonable space for backseat passengers, although not necessarily 5'9" with long legs. And even with the top down, and it is all electric, you still have some space in here for things like going to the grocery store. Now, the base price on this is $79,000. This one is $86,000. In fact, they even charge you $500 for the red brakes all the way around where they've painted them. That is in line with other luxury convertibles like this. But I've often wondered, because you don't see a lot of $85,000 convertibles on the road, if a lot of people, when you get to this price, won't jump up and pay the extra money for the Mercedes SL, because everybody knows what that one is. And with that, y'all have a good weekend.
All right. You can listen to Ed on 570 KLAF tomorrow. His car column, as always, in Saturday's Fort Worth Star-Telegram. It is 7:26. More rain headed our way. Evan says things could get interesting this weekend.
Uh-oh. I hate it when he says interesting. The FBI arrested a man from Mesquite saying he hoped to travel to the Middle East and join a terrorist group. Details straight ahead.
It's 7:30 a.m. and Good Day continues live and local on Fox 4.
I think everyone's smiling because it's Friday, but also worried about the rain a little bit.
Well, and Evan, you know, I mean, he can tend to be a little bit on the pessimistic side.
He can, you're right. Yeah.
But he's really not.
My glass is usually half full. or half empty.
Half full of rain.
Yes, like the radar this morning. It's not quite half full, but it's getting there. We do have a flash flood watch. I will point that out. It's not really for the rain today. It's more for what's coming Saturday night and Sunday, many areas. Let me take that off, show you what's going on right now. These are new showers and storms that are developing with the disturbance. I don't see any lightning yet, but there's some pretty good rain through northern Hill County, just north of the Hillsborough, split through the Midlothian area, approaching DeSoto, Duncanville, Cedar Hill. Even some showers have made it into Dallas at this hour around Oak Cliff. A brief heavy downpour is possible, and those are up towards Carrollton and Coppell. Now, further north, as you get towards the Red River, some thunderstorms around Gainesville and Whitesboro. Those are all headed north. But as you look at this is just a piece of the puzzle. This disturbance that came in off of a weakening line of storms out by Wichita Falls, there's a piece of the disturbance over us now. And there is a second piece back here to the west. And all these pieces of the puzzle will have to cross. The last part of it should be out of here by this evening. So by late afternoon, early evening, we will have a drier forecast. It's about 30% showers and storms this morning, maybe up to about 50% as we get just afternoon, like between 1 and 4 o'clock. And then even by 5 o'clock, we still have a bunch on the radar. It's not everybody, but there's going to be some brief downpours. I think after about 6, it starts to die down. By 9 o'clock, it all heads east. So if you're out anywhere after 7 in the Metroplex at any of the area festivals, a lot of concerts going on, I think we will be dry into the evening. It's humid, though. As for the weekend plans, we do have severe storms in the forecast, but only for a certain time period. You'll be okay for the others, and we'll talk about that in a few minutes. Let's talk about the time period of now through the next 3 minutes.
Yeah, interesting. Those showers somehow popping up in Dallas, in the Oak Cliff area, and missed I-35E. And you can also see some good news here that there's no problems anymore passing Ann Arbor from the Ledbetter interchange. That crash that was blocking the 2 left lanes for a good 45 minutes gone, and all lanes are now open. Now, it's still very slow going up through this area at about 25 miles an hour, but better than it was a few minutes ago. As far as the Tarrant County Drive is concerned, here's another roadway that is still dry but jammed up. Northbound on the East Loop, moving up past I-30 at John T. White, and it stays slow all the way up into Hurst. At this point, I'm thinking delays of about 20 minutes or so, with the average speed about 35 to 40 miles an hour at best until you get to the 183 split. Southbound traffic on I-35W moving through the construction zone from the 287 merge down past Meacham. Doing okay for this time of the morning with no wrecks or stalls in that area. Lauren and Tim?
Thank you, Chip. The FBI says a man from Mesquite wanted to go fight with terrorists.
He's going to be in federal court in Dallas today, and Saul is live with details.
Yeah, the defendant has already made an initial appearance this morning. A federal judge will determine if bond should be set. Now, 37-year-old Bilal Aboud was arrested at his Mesquite apartment yesterday. Aboud was born in Iraq, but is a naturalized U.S. citizen. He is charged with lying to the FBI about pledging allegiance to the leader of ISIS. He had been on the FBI's radar for several years now. In March of 2013, he was not allowed to board a flight at DFW Airport. He reportedly told the FBI that he planned to visit his family in Iraq and not going to fight in Syria. But a month later, the FBI says that Aboud went to Turkey via Mexico and other countries, and when he returned in September, the FBI questioned him again. And according to court documents, Aboud made conflicting statements to the FBI about whether he went to Syria to fight. Now, a search of his apartment last July, FBI agents seized computers which revealed that Aboud pledged an oath to the leader of ISIS. The FBI says that Aboud posted on Twitter, "I pledge obedience to the Caliphate Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi. Here we renew our pledge to the Caliphate Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi." His girlfriend tells Fox 4 that Aboud's arrest is retaliation by the government who wanted him to spy for them. That's what she is claiming. According to one report, a U.S. defense official says that Aboud had been a translator for the U.S. military. A lot more information to be released and revealed at this morning's hearing set for 9:30 this morning. Reporting live in downtown Dallas, Saul Gatsa for Good Day.
The State Health Department has tough guidelines for Bluebell if it wants to start production on ice cream again.
It wants 2 weeks notice so it can inspect the plant in Central Texas. Bluebell is still not saying exactly when production will begin. Samples will be tested, and for 2 years after production resumes, Bluebell must notify the state of any issues within 24 hours.
Dan Godwin live in Grapevine this morning. Main Street Fest getting underway in just a couple of hours, and this year you'll be able to take a walk down the yellow brick road with Dorothy and her friends. We'll explain when Good Day continues.
A weekend full of festival fun is starting today.
One of the biggest is on Main Street in Grapevine. Dan, I grew up going to this event. There's a lot of fun things to do out there, huh?
Yes, indeed, Lauren. Much to see and do at Main Street Fest, including this behind me. Back in 1900, a famous book was published called The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, later made into a great movie. But the book is a literary classic, and it's being celebrated here at this exhibit at the Grapevine Visitor Information Center. Different sections of the book are highlighted in kid-friendly exhibits. Like this one, you can build the yellow brick road using various geometric shapes, the square, trapezoid, rhombus, triangle. There's, of course, the land of the Munchkins with some beautifully detailed puppets and a mushroom house where kids can have a make-believe breakfast or lunch with the Munchkins. The Tin Man exhibit. What did he want more than anything else? A heart, of course. So you can learn all about pulse and blood flow and heart rate here. At the Scarecrow exhibit, well, we know the Scarecrow wanted a brain, so it's a chance to learn about the brain and even maybe test your intelligence. And right over here, of course, the Tornado exhibit. We know that Dorothy's house was lifted into Munchkin land by a tornado. Lee Lyons is here with the City of Grapevine, and the exhibit here, Lee, well, the kids have a chance to create their own tornado vortex, right?
That's right. This is one of the very interactive things that folks can do when they visit the Wonderful Wizard of Oz exhibit that runs actually through August the 21st here in the Grapevine Visitor Information Center. This exhibit is free for the entire length of the exhibition.
Right, and it runs so well beyond the Main Street Fest. All right, this is also described, one of the attractions, the craft brew experience. Talk about.
Yes, well, that is one of the signature elements of Main Street Fest, and that will be taking place today, Saturday, and Sunday, so all weekend long. That's an opportunity for folks to come out and sample more than 50 craft brews from 20 breweries across the United States. So, and then you can vote for your favorite one at the State Brew Challenge.
And we talk about kid-friendly, really a tremendous array of activities for the kids.
Absolutely. That you'll have a great time in the Kid Cave, and you'll enjoy the Legoland Discovery Center's Junior Builder Competition, the Sea Life Grapevine Aquarium Touch Pool. You can take an excursion on the Grapevine Vintage Railroad. There's all kinds of family-friendly things to do. The Carnival, the Midway, lots of stuff to do. Of course, festival food as well.
Yes, great cuisine and some great wine served as well, because after all, it is Grapevine. All right, thank you very much, Lee. It is Main Street Fest in Grapevine. Now, it begins at 10 o'clock this morning, and from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., admission is absolutely free. Main Street Fest continues through Sunday at 6 p.m. We'll have more in the next hour of Good Day. Take a look at some of the other exhibits going on here. But for now, this is Dan Godwin live in Grapevine.
Thanks, Dan.
Thanks, Dan. It is.
So you know what they have, of course, Grape Fest, which is all about wine. Did you see they're having a craft brew experience at this one?
This is right up your alley. I wonder where you'll be this weekend. It's 7:41. A substitute teacher fired for swearing at students, and there will be some tears when we say goodbye to American Idol. Tell it to Tim's ahead on Good Day.
More rain means we might get more flooding this weekend. We don't need that. Evan is keeping us forewarned. Chip will update Friday morning traffic.
Monday on Good Day, news, weather, and traffic for the locals. Plus, get your swimsuit bod faster with 5 lean tips. And we're making curry in a hurry in the Good Day kitchen. Spice up your Monday with Good Day.
that is the amazing spot where the U.S. Open Championship of Golf will be played in June.
That might make me want to play golf.
Near
That's
Tacoma.
gorgeous.
Looks like a computer animation. It's so good.
It's Chambers Bay course near Tacoma. Actually, it was built on top of like an old gravel pit, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a good story.
It's said to be a bit challenging, intentionally.
It looks like it.
And for the first time, Fox Sports is going to be televising it. And that's why this beautiful thing stopped by today. That is the championship trophy that someone will win and have his name engraved on that trophy.
There's like a handler with that trophy.
I know. A security team.
I know.
Let's just call them a beefy-looking group of thugs accompany this everywhere it goes.
I was told that you have to stay away.
I just saw one woman bring them in.
I
That
was
it.
Sorry.
So seriously, I mean, I can't play that course for like $20 with a cart after like 5 o'clock.
It's a public course.
Really? I could play the course for $20.
Yeah. They have a couple. They've done a few of the public courses, which is neat.
Nice. Although today, if you're playing golf, you're probably dodging some raindrops. There were some out there this morning for early tee times, midday, afternoon, but by the evening, we should dry things out. Here's what we've got going on this morning. Temperatures are in the 70s. It is muggy, muggy, muggy. Gulf has really returned to North Texas, and that's helping to propel some heavier showers right up the I-35E corridor into Dallas. 75 north, and then we've got some up north. These are not severe, nor are they expected to, but because of the high dew points, they're not big showers, but they could produce a brief heavy downpour. Not big flooding events, but still over Lake Ray Hubbard right now, Rockwall, Rowlett, over to Garland and Mesquite, got some rain through Dallas, and then there's some more showers just coming into Dallas County. Down south towards Duncanville, DeSoto, the Wilmer, Lancaster area, Ferris headed north over to Red Oak, and they extend down. These are a couple of thunderstorms around Maypearl. As I said, nothing severe, but they're lifting north. There's going to be some good rainfall in Ellis County. There could be some brief street flooding, but this isn't a major flash flooding event. Other showers and storms that were in Fort Worth earlier, lifting north towards the Red River by Gainesville, Whitesboro, and approaching Denison. Those should head into Oklahoma. Coverage isn't huge on the radar, but it's about 30, and it may increase to 40% as we get towards noon. There will be some scattered showers out there. We had a line of storms that was coming at us earlier. That kind of died. However, the reason it formed was an area of lift in the atmosphere, which is still spinning out to the west of us. And as that lift spins, it lifts the air ahead of us, and that's why we're getting more rain. Notice all the rain down towards Austin and San Antonio. So this will still trigger a whole bunch of showers through at least, I would say, late afternoon, maybe 4 or 5 o'clock. However, tomorrow is when the severe storms are likely, all the way from the Dakotas of all places down through Texas, pretty much the entire plains, as this major low pressure area heads out into the plain states. As for your rain coverage, it's pretty much 50% today. The morning it's Metroplex and west, but the midday and the afternoon will be I-35 and east. Tomorrow, it's late in the day in our western counties. Tomorrow night is 70% on the severe storms and the flooding potential. And then sadly, Sunday, we still have some in the afternoon. So as we watch what happens today, we've got these showers and storms this morning. By about 4 or 5 o'clock, the last of them will be tracking east of us. I think the evening hours are dry for the festivals. And other than a stray shower tomorrow, low shower chances, we'll watch this next line of storms blow to the northwest. That's along this storm system, and there's enough energy that these will produce wind and hail and an isolated tornado threat during the evening. By Sunday, there's not as many, but with the dry lines still north and west of us and the jet stream running overhead, we are still going to have a chance for showers and storms into early next week. Here are the details of the forecast. Today, it's about 50% showers and storms. We have some over us right now. There will be new ones towards noon and early afternoon. They should exit by the evening. 30% evening showers and storms, late day evening. Those could be severe, which is why they're in yellow. 70% tomorrow night, pretty widespread. 50% just scattered activity Sunday. 40% Monday, 30% Tuesday. Let's just make it 0% Wednesday, although you know that's not going to happen, Chip.
You know, due to the showers that just moved through Dallas County, we have a lot of highways now that are pretty slow, and we're just going to focus our attention specifically over on I-30 because we had a wreck reported in that Ferguson curve. But I'm going to bring up that TxDOT shot right now. Wet, yes, but no accident found moving from Mesquite over towards Dolphin Road and continuing toward East Grand. So that is at least the decent news. But again, all roadways in Dallas County struggling just a bit now. Northbound traffic on Loop 12 there on the right edge of your screen, heading up into Irving, heavy. That's normal for this time of the morning. Northbound on the George Bush Turnpike from I-20 to I-30, really heavy there around the I-30 interchange, which is normal, and then northbound 360, stop and go to 183. There's some prep work going on for the weekend road work. It's going to be going on around the 121 split and up around Meacham. So there is some rubberneckers that just have to take a look at the activity on the right shoulder. That in turn is heavy back to about Seminary, while 287 coming up in the northbound direction is stop and go approaching that area as well.
Your eyes are like, what is going on, right?
What the heck
This is bizarre.
is happening on Good Day?
And you're trying to like figure out what, who, where. Yeah. Some of the world's top dancers are performing in Dallas tomorrow night. Command performance starts at 7 at the Winspear Opera House.
I'm just trying to count the hands and figure out how many people are. Okay.
It's 2. This is a fundraiser for the arts group Titus, and these dancers, they come from the contemporary company Momix, based in Connecticut, and they do some amazing things. Like the whole show, you'll be sitting there like you are right now with your mouth open going, what is going on?
11 works in tomorrow night's show from, you know, all kinds of stuff, all kinds of different styles. Performances from classical to hip hop. We have a link with more information.
Oh my.
I know.
This is
on
a fun night.
fox4news.com.
Close your mouth. Close your mouth.
They've got to travel with their own chiropractor, I would think.
I would hope so. It's 7:51. Her fast cooking skills earn her the title Iron Chef. Kat Cora joins us in studio coming up on Good Day.
And a teacher who blew his stack has his fans in the Tell It to Tim crowd.
Oh, I saw you yesterday at your desk, Tim Ryan, getting all your papers ready for shred day.
Oh, I did. I
shredded a whole pile.
Actually, I shredded a bunch of, those autograph cards with the pictures that we have. I shredded a bunch of those.
No one wants your autograph?
Well, no, that's one problem.
Or were they really old?
Oh, they were very old.
Did you look like you were 20?
Oh, they were like 20 pounds ago.
Okay, so tomorrow's your chance to get in on all the action. Get rid of all those documents you've been meaning to shred, tax returns, old medical records, old pictures maybe. And
pictures of your exes.
There you go.
Yeah.
Are you saying I still hold on to those? I don't know what's going on here.
I don't know.
I know. How many of those do I have? Okay, so the Co-America Service Center on Mockingbird Lane in Dallas. Shred Day runs from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. tomorrow. Information on our website.
You know that not all your exes live in Texas, though.
That is very true. A lot of them do, but not all of them.
Smart Mouth Kids, a one-man strike, and adios to Idle.
It is time to tell it to Tim.
A Dallas high school substitute teacher says he had enough with smart aleck kids.
Now you want to me, I'll show you what time it is.
They need to hire that guy back and apologize to him.
That's why teachers have such a hard time now that his kids are allowed to be smart.
The former substitute admits he was wrong. I suspect, though, he has no regrets.
Go ahead and record me.
Cowboys defensive back Orlando Scandrick is a no-show for volunteer workouts. He wants to renegotiate his contract.
Just because he has one good year, don't mean he should have be getting more money. He's lucky to even have a job.
Jerry Jones ought to say, if you don't show up, you're in breach of your contract and pay him absolutely nothing.
They call that no play, no pay. Super Bowl MVP Tom Brady gets 4 games off without pay for Deflategate.
He should just be suspended for the whole year.
Since when have we started punishing and fining people over a possibility? That's just stupid.
Brady will appeal the punishment that would cost him about $2 million. Did you love all those high water rescues this week? People who ought to know better?
If people can't read the high water signs and continue to go through the water, why not just take their driver's license away from them?
There just wouldn't be a job for park rangers if we didn't have stupid people out there like that.
And alas, we would not have a lead story. American Idol crowns a winner for season 14 and announces next year will be its last.
We don't want to see American Idol go. Am I going to miss American Idol? Heck no, it's fixed.
I always say it's fixed when the person I want to win doesn't win, but
Hey, you're just a sore loser.
I'm actually a gracious winner, though, because Nick won.
I know you won this time around.
Right.
This time.
You can tell it to Tim at 2 and 4 Hot Pigs or go to the Good Day page and yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. You know what to do. 7:58. More rain and a flash flood watch this weekend. Evan tells us whether we need to cancel those plans or take a chance.
Car chase turned into a foot chase overnight. The man didn't get far, though.